Hey everyone, this is Lucky.
And this is Ben, and I'm gonna strangle Lucky.
Yeah, we'll tell the story about that in a little bit, but first, Windfish Egg! Don't hurt me. Because Van wants to watch this, and if you're bored by it, blame her.
I love you too. All of you.
Much love. Shh, you're interrupting the song. What are you doing?
Shut up.
What? Anyway, we have a harp add to this now. The harp stands out completely. I can totally tell the difference.
Cowabunga, dude.
That's your response.
Well, it's the surf harp.
Let's keep talking like this the whole project, because it's fun to whisper over the Windfish song.
Yes, let's do that.
I like how Link's ocarina can magically make music notes appear.
Yeah, right?
And it's just floating there into the abyss. Anyway, so that was our little fun intro, but now for something actually important. Which is in this house. Basically, see that book up there that we're like, hey, there's a book up there, but we're not going to care about right now? Well, charge the bookshelf, because apparently ramming bookshelves for your sword is a good idea. This will lead us to this will show us how to get to the color dungeon, or the optional dungeon of Link's Awakening DX, and we're going to do that now. And basically that pattern is how you do it. This would have been Van's first time seeing it, but unfortunately, while we were recording, I had another video rendering, and it just suddenly took over Windows Movie Player. So
I could always act surprised if you guys want.
this is try number 2 on this dungeon, but that's okay. Basically, I suck. But I think they actually have part of this dungeon in the original version, but the big part of it is in the color dungeon. I think you can only get to the entrance in the original version. Which I guess means they had this color dungeon planned from the beginning, because I do remember seeing as a kid, so either I was delusional, or... which is possible. Man, see my little kid pictures, I was quite the delusional little kid, apparently.
Yes.
But here we are slashing birds because we like killing the wildlife, then again the trees have evil faces on them, so, I don't know.
Very sexy.
I was always disturbed by these one-eyed, like, they look like boos, but they have one eye, and they've always really creeped me out. They're just such weird enemies. They have one eye, and I was like, Cyclops ghosts! Anyway, so the order you hit the graves in, look at that, I killed all 3 of them at once. What a badass. Basically, you push the gravestones in the order, in the number given on the list, and you push them in the direction given there. So, it's 1 down, 2 left, 3 up, right up, 5 up. Or, I just said right up. You guys get the picture. Anyway, so tell these guys what color they are, because they aren't clueless. They must have like huge colorblind issues, or they're playing the original version of this game. And make sure, I love how they say don't tell anyone though, because like, don't tell anyone the color of my shirt, they'll never know.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, make sure you have magic powder in this one. You'll need it for one of the bosses later, which is important. There's actually a lot of bosses in this one. Kind of a short dungeon. Also, remix of the original NES dungeon theme. Listen to that beautiful. But yeah, this episode's probably a lot of me talking and explaining all these weird new dungeon mechanics, because everything in this dungeon is pretty much new and unique to this dungeon. Those color things, because everything else uses color, obviously. You throw these balls into the holes, in order to get a stone beak. Shut up!
More balls and holes.
You laughed at me the first time, and now you're gonna laugh at me again.
Of course.
And those ones, if it turns red, it'll turn to a pit, so be careful about that. And these ones, you hit them until they become blue, and it'll change the ones next to them as well. Easy puzzle there. These puzzles are so easy, right, Ben?
Yeah.
She knows what's coming.
Yeah.
She knows what's coming.
I know what's coming.
Shut up!
Get ready to make a lot of fun of Lucky.
She's mean to me, guys. Just ignore her. Join the Lucky Coalition. Also, I love if you hit those guys, they'll just start bouncing around, and they'll kill themselves eventually, and it's really funny. Make all the red blue. Well, that one's easy too. 3 hits instead of 2. Oh my goodness, difficulty increase.
Wow.
Also, these things, they're like ghosts from Luigi's Mansion almost. That's what they remind me of.
A little bit.
They're like, booga booga booga, and I'm like, whatever.
You're an idiot.
I'm no weakling, your pitiful sword is no match for me. Oh really? I have a level 2 sword, buddy. I love how you can see the sword just hanging there. He actually doesn't shoot lasers out of his sword, he shoots swords out of his sword. How epic is that? Anyway, as you can see, if the level 2 sword, you can kind of hack this whole dungeon, because you can pretty much strike a lot of hits on him before he even gets into his slime form. But once he does, you put magic powder on him, and then you can keep slashing him and kill him. So,
Yeah.
Also, these bosses seem to die really fast. Don't forget, I have the level 2 sword, so that's double the damage.
Mhm.
So these bosses really are not meant for this part of the game where you're only at like where you don't, it's not designed for you to have the level 2 sword. Basically, it just destroys the entire dungeon, and that's why I love it.
Also, there is the key that I didn't have last time. Ahem.
Shut up! She already knows I don't have a key here, and I'm like, I'm gonna go through this door, and then I realize I don't have a key. I have the nightmare key. Shouldn't that work? I have the boss key. Come on. Just jam that into the keyhole and everything should be okay. Every other key is the exact same. Seriously, every door in this dungeon is think about it, every door in Link's Awakening, all opens with the same key. It's just that Link breaks it every time, and there's like 1,000 copies of it.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah, kind of odd. I guess it'd be interesting if they made like a Zelda where they like different keys would open different doors and stuff like that. That'd be kind of interesting actually, the added puzzle element. But if I don't know, somehow having like the multiple different keys though is kind of awesome in its own right.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, this guy's died to a poke of my piece of power level 2 sword. That's times 4 damage. It does stack in this game. And with something you get at the end of the dungeon, you could possibly go up to times 8. Which I mean, obviously we're not gonna get an instrument here. We're gonna get something new and exciting.
Yes.
What a greedy fool! Want more power? Yes, I do want more power. You want? I'm gonna power your face in. This thing, once again, level 2 sword will break it, but unfortunately I don't have my sword beams, so I have to fight him the legit way, which sucks, but every time he lands on the ground, he will make you fall down like that and stuff. I love how I fell down by his legs. I'm like, hey dude, we're gonna chill together.
But he died. And flying grapes.
Flying grapes!
Aww.
If I just swing my sword and the guy dies, I'm like, oops. And he blows me up. What a jerk. I will avenge my comrade! Boom. Anyway, head up here first because you're going to want to get the key up here. And the map, for that matter, which we're going to find in this room. There's a map.
You don't say.
It's a thing! Ben's so bored because she's seen this all before. She's so disappointed. Anyway, see that room down? That room, the map pretty much has the purpose of showing you that room. Also, get in your own hole, Mr. Blue Ball. Wow, I didn't say that.
Can't talk.
I'm speechless with what I just said. This
Blah,
dungeon's
blah,
full of balls.
Blah blah blah, he can't talk.
This dungeon's all about putting your balls in the right hole.
Oh god. Don't teach the
You
kids
had it
anything.
coming.
Yeah,
kids.
you had it coming.
This is like the dirtiest freaking episode. I blame you.
Well, if it's full of balls and holes, I can't help it. And other hard
like
things.
my Pokemon Pinball LP. You've been watching too much of it.
Yeah, that.
All about balls and holes as well. Anyway, bomb this room down here, the room that we saw on the map, and it's full of rubies! Tingle would be so proud.
No, he'd steal them.
Except Tingle didn't exist yet.
Aw, good
It was an
times.
unthought of concept. Yes, the Legend of Zelda series was not ruined by his craziness, but we have max rubies, which means later in this episode we'll be able to buy something awesome from the shop.
Spoilers, it's Tingle. I mean, what?
We'll be able to buy Tingle from the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper is Tingle.
Yes.
We're gonna call him Tingle from now on. Anyway,
Also,
so I
the
suck
fun
at the
part.
puzzle. This is where I sit here for about like 2 minutes, hitting these blocks because I have no freaking idea what to do here, and I'm just like, crap. So basically, I suck.
Basically, Lucky is stupid.
Like, I like to see you do this fast.
Well, you always turn the same freaking blocks when you hit, you know. Should have bothered to learn the pattern.
You and your patterns. Shut up. See how mean she is to me? See what I have to deal with? It's all your fault. Anyway, so eventually you'll get through this puzzle. I mean, you can always just hack and slash like me until you get it, or you could try to do it the right way. But we're pretty much back to where we started, which is really sad. So just sort of cut out like the last 30 seconds, and I'm wasting my entire piece of power here, I just realized. That's really sad.
You should have just, you know,
Here we go.
been attacked
Solution.
in the face.
Solution. Yeah, spin attack all of them. That's gonna, help a lot. Suddenly random colors!
Yay.
Anyway, these things are dead, and over here is going to be a flying grape, so we'll use it to heal 1 heart because it's full.
We're
What are you
we're officially calling them flying grapes.
I called them as a kid, I will call them that now.
Cheap shortcut. I mean, what?
Level 2 sword says hi. Anyway, this thing, I'm quickly explaining what it does. If he gets back to his blue color, he'll heal full health again. He'll start all over. If he gets to red, he'll start dropping enemies on you, which I honestly don't care about. Just keep hacking him. It's not worth risking him getting back to full health. So just keep hacking at him. Don't let up on the onslaught. And eventually, you'll just kill him with a spin attack to the face.
What the hell is this anyway? An oyster on a tree, or?
Giant color orb. I don't even understand. That thing's just weird. Obviously, it's a bit harder when you don't have the level 2 sword, though. He actually can be a bit tricky when you don't have that sword. So we're gonna get the power of color. If you want, basically, if you choose red, you'll get double offense, so double power again. So that's why you can get ×8. If you get blue, you'll take half damage. So it's like you have a guardian acorn. So either you can have a permanent piece of power or a permanent guardian acorn. And guardian acorns do stack as well. But we chose blue.
Because we're blue, dabba dee dabba die. There we go.
Don't. I knew you were gonna reference that song. Anyway, because I mean, we figured we already have double power from the sword, so I guess that means we can get ×4, or so now we have double power and double defense. Basically, we're invincible gods now. Also, look how sexy it looks in that blue. I mean, come on, that's such
I liked his green.
He blended into the ground. Now he's.
Yeah, camouflage.
We don't need camouflage. We have a level 2 sword. It shoots swords out of its sword. So I heard you like swords, so I put swords in your swords so you can sword while you sword.
Make sure that stuff doesn't pop up again randomly.
Yes, this is the point where the video crashed and burned. But anyway, we're gonna buy a bow because it's 980 rubies. Because this, I don't. Why is a bow 988? Why? It's like a piece of stick and some string. Like seriously, I'll shoot a chicken. Anyway, we're gonna cut to down here because I don't want to walk all the way over here. This is by where we found that one shell last episode. There's a little pit here. Now, I guess you probably need something else to get here, but you can kind of hack it just like that. So I'm going to do that because I'm a cheater.
Aww.
You do need the flippers though at the most. So make sure you have the flippers for this part. You can't do that before this point at least.
No.
Actually, I mean there has to be some way. Maybe bombs. Do that because it's easy. And over here we'll find this guy again.
Demon!
Demon! So you sprinkle the magic powder on him, and one of the reasons why I had to do this episode all over again, because right here I accidentally selected magic powder, and that's stupid, because who wants more magic powder? We never use it anyway.
I did. I think that was the first thing I did back then.
Get one later. Yeah, well I didn't know you could. So usually what I got to, but I didn't know you could actually switch it. So you can actually get more arrows. So we're already gonna get the bow upgrade. We only shot like 2 arrows, and already we have the upgrade. So. Kind of cool. The game actually technically does allow you to get upgrades for your equipment, like as you get them in the game.
Right.
So now we have 60 arrows, which is good because you do need this bow for the next dungeon.
Yeah.
So it is a necessary thing to have this bow.
You're gonna need that thing.
Anyway, we're gonna cut one more time. We're gonna head over here, and it's time to wrap up this episode. Cause it's time to finally go to the dungeon. We've done everything we need to do. Let's kick some ass, fan.
Now he blends.
Now I blend into the water. See, I'm an aquatic boy. I can swim underwater forever. It's the water tunic like in Ocarina of Time. So anyway, this is Lucky.
This is Ben.
And we are TMG. Next episode, we're going to drag some Power to Mario on here. We're going to do some dungeons. Well, hopefully we can find him. I'm going to ram this statue because I'm funny. But yeah, see you guys next time.
Let's fail.
This isn't let's fail. This is let's success.